A lot of people think they're middle class just because they're not struggling to eat. But here's the truth. Income doesn't equal wealth. Most Americans are quietly sliding backwards and they don't even notice. And here's the twist. Some of the wealthiest people you'll ever meet, they don't look rich. Today, we're breaking down the real income classes in America based on Federal Reserve data. And most importantly, how to move up no matter where you start. Hello, I'm Jonathan from Parent Portfolio. A few years ago, my wife and I thought we were doing okay. We had decent jobs, a steady paycheck, and a roof over our heads. But the truth? We were professionals drowning in over $250,000 in debt. It wasn't until we started studying how the wealthy actually build and keep money that it actually changed everything for us. So this video is your roadmap through America's income classes. And I'll break down where you really fall, what life looks like at each level, and how to level up, using the same exact strategies we use to go from 6 figures in debt to a 7-figure net worth. If your household income falls between $0 and $34,000, you're in the bottom 20% of earners in the US. But let me make it clear, that does not mean you're lazy or irresponsible. It just means you're operating in a system that is overworking you. Many in this group work some of the hardest, most physical demanding jobs. Servers, warehouse staff, caregivers, but the paycheck barely stretches far enough to cover the basics. I know the feeling firsthand. I was raised by a single mom who was working hours and still cutting coupons on the weekends. I remember how one broken down car or unexpected medical bill can flip our entire month upside down. Living like that is not just hard, it's exhausting. If this is where you're starting, the first step isn't chasing wealth, it's building a stable foundation. Even saving $400 for emergencies is a win. Start there, then call your service providers and negotiate every bill, from utilities to insurance. Cut out the expenses you've been tolerating but don't actually use. And if you're carrying high interest debt, focus on knocking it down strategically, like with the snowball or avalanche method. But here's the one game changer. Increase your earning potential. You don't need to go back to college. Trade schools, apprenticeships, and online side hustles like tutoring or flipping items can be your stepping stone to make more money. The goal right now isn't perfection, it's progress. Stability opens the door to opportunities, and the opportunity now is where you should start. If your household income falls between $34,000 and $59,000, you're in the lower middle class. You're likely got just enough to handle the basics: rent, groceries, maybe a small vacation. But there's not much margin for error. One unexpected medical bill or car repair can set you back for months. This is where a lot of people feel like they're doing okay, but deep down, they're still stressed about money. There's a constant pressure to keep up, and even with a decent income, the money seems to disappear as fast as it comes in. When my wife was still working full-time, things looked solid from the outside. But between our student loan payments and everyday expenses, we felt like we were living paycheck to paycheck with almost no savings. The breakthrough came when we stopped operating off our memory or emotions and started building a system. We created something called the Money Map, a flexible but intentional budget. That's what gave us control. We automated our savings, even when it was just $50 a month. We tracked where our dollars went, and we cut what didn't align with our goals. You don't have to overhaul everything overnight, trust me, but you do need to create structure, because once you know exactly where your money is going, you can start telling it where to go instead. That's how you shift from barely making it to actually building something. If your household income is between $59,000 and $91,000, welcome to what many call the middle class. It's the space where that most people believe where they've made it. A decent car, steady job, maybe even a mortgage, some savings, and a vacation here and there. On the outside, things look good. But on the inside, a lot of people in this range feel like they're spinning their wheels. There's just enough comfort, but still, they don't feel secure. I remember this phase early. My wife and I were earning well and had enough just to start investing, but we weren't moving fast enough. We were coasting, but not building. That's when we realized that earning decent money wasn't enough. We had to get intentional. We started maxing out our retirement contributions, built side hustles, and most importantly, surrounded ourselves with people who financially focused. If the people around you only talk about bills, debt, and living for the weekend, it's going to limit your mindset. You need people who can discuss net worth, wealth strategies, and legacy planning. That shift in our circle helped us level up faster than anything else. Now, I'm not saying get rid of your friends, no. But what I'm saying is that if you're in this income bracket, the key isn't working harder, it's making smarter moves with what you already have. If your household income is between $91,000 and $150,000, you're in the upper middle class. At this level, life feels stable. You're likely living in a good neighborhood, your kids attend strong schools, and you have the flexibility to take vacations without much stress. From the outside, it looks like you've made it. And in many ways, you have. There's a strong sense of comfort and status that comes with this bracket. But here's the problem. Comfort can be a trap. You start making real money, but between high taxes, lifestyle creep, and low return decisions, that money starts disappearing faster than you realized. I've seen it happen, and we almost fell into it ourselves. It's easy to feel like you're doing quote-unquote well enough and miss the opportunity to build lasting wealth. That's why we got intentional. We started maxing out every tax advantage account we have access to, whether that's a 401k or an HSA, and focused heavily on buying appreciating assets like real estate. But the real shift came when we became more selective about who we spent time with. We began putting ourselves in rooms where people weren't just talking about money, they were talking about strategic moves instead. At this stage, it's not about earning more. It's about protecting, optimizing, and multiplying what you already earn. If your household income is between $150,000 and $245,000, you're in the top 20% of earners in the country. But hitting this level isn't just about collecting bigger paychecks. It's usually the result of stacking income from multiple sources: salary, investments, and business profits. And while this level of income can open doors to life that you've imagined, it also demands a mindset shift. Because the truth is, even high income earners can feel broke if they're only working for money instead of making money work for them. For us, getting here wasn't about chasing luxury or impressing anyone. We focused on building assets that gave us time freedom. Things like real estate, online products, and automated income systems. We made a conscious choice not to upgrade our lifestyle every time our income went up. Instead, we didn't care about flashy status symbols. We cared about buying back our time and creating wealth that didn't require our constant effort. If you want to join this upper class and stay there, you need to shift your focus from active income to ownership. Build a portfolio of assets that grow even when you're not working, and let that be the real flex. So here's the truth. Income doesn't equal wealth. You could earn $200,000 a year and still be broke, or make $60,000 a year and quietly build $1 million net worth. It all comes down to your habits, how you manage your money, and the long game you're willing to play. My wife and I started this journey buried in over $250,000 in debt. No handouts, no shortcuts, just small, consistent steps stacked over time. And that helped us climb the income classes and build real, lasting wealth. If this video gave you clarity or motivation, just don't scroll away. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And drop a comment sharing what income class you're in and where you want to be. And if you're serious about moving into the right direction, grab our free 5-step money reset guide It's a simple roadmap to go from where you are today to the right direction to building financial freedom and less stress. The link is in the description down below. Now, let's keep building wealth quietly. Let's do it together.